Keep it as still as possible.
Damn, I'm a jittery motherfucker.
Oh, we live. What it do?
Damn, that was quick.
10 seconds.
What it do?
well, no countdown, but we here.
We got a guest in the building, so we are not going to waste no time. We're going to get right into it. So let's hear that theme music. Welcome to episode 331 of Technical Foul, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
I'm going to try this out. I got it. It's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, a.k.a. Ass Ketchum, a.k.a. Mr. Give It To Me. I ain't even got to have a mic this close, you know what I'm saying? Keep that shit at a distance.
Yeah.
Hey. You said ass catcher?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he's new here. He's new here.
Oh, just wait.
Oh, man, no way.
I am the Eric J.
Only known as.
The Eric J.
And I'm Camille, point guard of the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door. You know, holding it down for all the women who love sports.
And it's your boy K Harris, the gentleman.
The gentleman.
The everyday gentleman.
24/7.
But better known as.
As what?
Still to be determined.
God damn, it's been a minute.
As I mentioned at the top of the show, we have a special guest joining us this week. Now, if I did my personal bio on how I know this gentleman, we'd be talking about some old stuff in Milwaukee Lutheran, but we ain't gonna go there.
Oh, man.
We ain't gonna go there. We got Joe Brown on the podcast with us. You might be familiar with his work. He was the voice of the Milwaukee Bucks as one of the hosts during the championship season.
Yeah.
He is the host of the Las Vegas Aces, another championship franchise.
Mm-hmm.
2 times.
Joining us, he is just getting back from All-Star Weekend, where he was also hosting at the All-Star Weekend. This man be everywhere. He be doing USA basketball showcases, WNBA All-Star Weekends. Listen, the man is good at his job. Joe, can we hear a Go Bucks just one time, please?
Go Bucks! Hey! I got y'all. It's your favorite Joe, man. What up? Thanks for having me, yo.
Oh, for sure,
Appreciate
for sure.
you, brother.
Appreciate y'all.
So before we get into the questions for Joe, we got to do a little housekeeping, of course.
Housekeeping.
Because listen, we trying to grow. We trying to grow. We trying to be the best sport podcast y'all don't ever heard of, but we can't do that until we get in front of more ears, right?
Sure.
So for us to grow, people gonna listen to y'all more than listen to us.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to show us what that word of mouth do.
What
mouth
it do?
do.
We need to know what that word of mouth do. We got to know. Let us know. Tell somebody, then tell somebody else about Tech File and how much you enjoy the show. We appreciate it.
Mhm.
Follow us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Technical File Podcast, Instagram, Twitter. Well, I should say the website formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah.
TikTok at Technical File. And as well, join the Facebook group as well if you want to talk sports with us and other people who enjoy the podcast. Technical File Pod Overtime. That should be your job saying that. So yeah, just join us. Show us what that word of mouth do. We appreciate it.
I'm just waiting for the first older relative to ask me, what does word of mouth mean?
Why do you say what that word of mouth
If you
do?
tell them, they'll come fast. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
That's when you send them the Ludacris album right there.
oh my. All right.
What y'all mean by that?
The game that needs a name. It's been a while since we played the game that needs a name. So in case you need a refresher on what that is, it is a rapid fire memory game that we play here to warm up on the podcast. We select the topic. This week it is going to be Black actors, Black History Month. Shout out.
Okay, I forgot what we said.
I did too for a second. I was looking at the phone like, we're doing Black actors. So the way that this is going to go, with this being the topic, someone will start. We should probably just go down. We'll have the guests start this week.
Okay.
So Joe will go first. Then we'll go in tech order. Tim, Eric, myself, and then Ken.
Mm-hmm.
No repeating. You get about 5 seconds to answer. And the last person standing wins. So that being said, Black actors, kick us off, Joe.
Denzel Washington.
Will Smith.
Martin Lawrence. Those are the first two names that came to my mind.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Jesus Christ.
He out of there.
Off rip. Shad Moss.
Taraji P. Henson.
Anthony Mackie.
Jonathan Majors.
Nick Cannon.
Monique.
Are we
Nate
doing
Parker.
actresses?
She was in the movies.
I thought we said actors.
It's fine. We'll give you a pass. Keep on.
Oh, so we are doing actresses
We
then.
can do both. It's Black History Month.
I mean, I
No
was saying
such
we can
thing.
do.
There's no such thing as gender, Camille.
It's a social construct.
Who? It's my turn?
Yeah.
I feel like I took too long.
No, go ahead.
I feel like I took too long.
We rusty.
Brandon T. Jackson.
Ooh.
Damn.
Oh, I got one.
Cedric the Entertainer.
Chris Tucker.
I'm mad. I forgot.
Chris Rock.
Kid.
Who?
Kid. I heard
Oh,
you
Kid,
heard what I
play.
said.
Ice Cube.
Damn.
Play.
Ice Cube.
This.
You say Ice Cube?
He's
I said
Ice-T
Ice-T.
this time.
See? You
Damn, I had somebody.
You trying to argue?
As soon as I was out, I was like, Don Cheadle.
Fam, I could not think of one.
Everything just went away.
Like,
Again,
I was like,
Just blank.
yo, what?
That game was a whopping 40 seconds.
Right,
Nah,
fam.
listen,
Nah,
you forget every
Half of
name.
it was just laughing.
And then you go, as soon as you get in the car, you go, yeah, what's up?
all the white ones came. I was like Leonardo DiCaprio. I was like, damn, what?
The worst.
The worst.
Tom Hanks. I was like, God damn.
I should have said Chris Tucker. I heard
Right.
Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Just by association, I should have known.
After the
Yeah.
game ends, it's always like, dang,
Mm-hmm.
dang,
John David
Dang.
Washington.
dang. As soon as you said Denzel, I should have been like John David.
Mm-hmm. It's just it just come natural after this.
It sure
It's
do
all done.
every time. But all right, let's
Y'all
go
bad
ahead.
under pressure.
Michael B.
Right. Man, I didn't even think about Michael B. But let's get into the show. Let's get into the topics of the week. We're going to start with an interview with Joe because,
Let's do it.
man, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Like I mentioned, for me, this is special. Oh, my fault. Go ahead. Go ahead.
He was ready.
This is special for me because, like I mentioned, I've known Joe since we were 14. Like, we were kids when we met. And at this point now, like, we are grown-ups. We are out here doing things. And this man is out here really making moves. Like I mentioned, you were at All-Star Weekend this past week. You've done USA Basketball. You've done WNBA All-Star Weekends. You've hosted for the Bucks, the Aces. Like, how did you get started in this business of, like, being a NBA basketball host?
Well, that's a long story right there. That's a long story. But essentially, I had so many jobs growing up in Milwaukee, and one of them was I worked at the YMCA. What was that? Is that West Suburban up on 124th in North? And I actually used to go there as a kid too, like for day camp. So that was kind of a full circle moment back then. Like, okay, I'm working here now, getting money up in here now. Okay, cool. And I was going to school at the time, UWM. I think I was on my like fourth major, and I had 4 positions in the YMCA. I worked at the front desk. I worked at the courtesy counter, folding towels and giving away keys. And then I was a coach of soccer and basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know that much about soccer, but it was like they were super young kids, and just kick the ball and pass the ball, whatever.
Right.
Super easy drills and all that. So when I was coaching basketball, there was this little kid. He was 3 years old at the time. And, he was just tall. So a little whiny, 3, And his dad was kind of working with him. We were doing bounce passes and stuff. And he was like, yeah, his grandpa's going to be here next week to watch him practice. I'm like, really? What's grandpa's name? He's like, Mike McGivern. He has his own radio show at 1250 Sports Radio. I'm like, 1250 Sports Radio? I got that programmed in the whip right now. But Mike McGivern did high school sports. So he did high school football, and I really wasn't in tune with that.
Right.
But I'm like, really? So he came the next week. We over here shooting shots while we shooting the shit,
Mm-hmm.
And I can say shit on here, right?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
It's encouraged.
So we putting up shots while we shooting the shit, and I'm talking to him. I'm like, yeah, I'm in college right now for broadcast journalism, and looking to get into radio and all that. He said, shoot me your resume, and the rest was pretty much history, man. I got in there. Started doing interning as a producer for Chuck and Wicked in the morning.
Okay.
And ended up working my way to being a full-time employee radio personality on Kiss FM. And in between time, tried out for the Bucks, auditioned for them for the Hoop Troop. You know, everybody that throw the T-shirts out and stuff like that. Because my homegirl, like I said, I was in college. My homegirl Lucci was like, yeah, she worked for the Bucks. I'm like, how you work for the Bucks? Like, I love the Bucks. Like, how do you work for the Bucks? Like, you know? And she was like, dude, audition. I'm like, cool. Say less. I'm going there, I'll audition, get in there, and bam, the rest is history. Like,
That's what's up.
I get to the interview stage. I'm like, man, I want to be a host. I really don't, like, no disrespect to Hoop Troop, but like, I got merch ideas. I got so many ideas. Like, I love the Bucks as my city. So, yeah, man, and went there and auditioned to be. You remember Fan Fest?
Yes, I used to be at Fan Fest.
Fan Fest at Bradley Center. That was my first time auditioning for as a host.
Oh, okay. So you just kind of go out there.
Yeah, just went out there, and it was a scrimmage. It was 3-quarter scrimmage.
Yep.
And 10-minute quarters, and then I had the third quarter. So I had like to me at the time, I had the whole scrimmage to like kind of practice what I was going to be doing. A lot of people don't know this. This might be an exclusive.
Oh shoot, Tech File exclusive.
DJ GA.
Yeah,
he had first quarter, so he was auditioning too.
Oh.
I ain't trying to throw you under the bus, GA. GA was late. I don't know why, but something had happened where he was late. So they was like, Joe, you do first quarter too. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm in my head, I'm like, I didn't even read first quarter like that. I just read mine strictly third quarter, you know? So I'm like going through the first quarter. I'm like, okay, he had a free throw contest. I had a 3-point contest. Mm-hmm. And I just remember going out there blacking out, man. Like for real. I was just like, when I went out there, I was like, oh shit. And when we did it, Michael Carter Williams, MCW, was on our team. He was doing he had a contestant with him. They were shooting free throw contest, him and a contestant versus Giannis and a contestant.
I know the Giannis team probably lost.
Big L.
It was actually a tie at the time.
No,
right?
Ain't no way, boy.
It's MCW, fam.
That's true.
And they didn't tell me what to do during the tie, mind you. So I'm like, who shot the ball first? They was like Giannis. I was like, all right, Giannis win. MCW pull up on me at half court. Was like, man, hell no. I was like, MCW, you mad, bro? He's like, you mad? You want to run it back? I was like, you know what? 30 more seconds on the clock. And I did it like that. And when I got back to the table, boss man was like, yeah, don't ever add more time.
On the clock, my boy.
Yeah, because during a real game, you only got until the buzzer, and then you got to get off the court, or else your team getting fined. Yeah, you know. So, but it was a good learning experience, and ever since then, you know, I did that first season, like half the season, because there was 4 hosts at the time. It was me, Mel, Tiffany Ogle, and Bashara.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man, and I did that, and ever since then, after that, I did 179 consecutive games, 225 plus.
Oh, that's dope.
So then what was your favorite part of the job?
Honestly, I ain't trying to like sound political or nothing, but they say Milwaukee is one of the most segregated cities, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my favorite parts is just seeing the blend
all city
of everybody. No matter what you identify as, what you look like. Everybody slapping 5, you know, there for one common goal, and that's to get a fucking W. You know, so that was my favorite part, man. That was.
And you was hosting when we ain't had many coming.
Early on.
We got the script. We definitely Chicago used to come to Bradley Center.
Take over. Good Lord, I hated it.
So much red.
So much red. I'm glad they got rid of it at the time too, because they know who Superior is now, right? They know who Superior is. They don't come with that BS no more.
That's a fact. So go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if you had a favorite memory from that time. Okay, setting aside the championship, did you have a favorite memory or favorite story or anything like that?
Probably one. It's so hard to say favorite, but one of them is it was funny. This is just a funny moment to me. I did the song "Let It Fly" for the Bucks, and all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, and I got somebody took pictures of it. Bango come out of nowhere with a pen and a pad. I was like, I'm like, what you want, man? He's like, I'm like, cause my song. He's like,
He's
your
an
song,
autograph.
your song. I'm like, you want my autograph, man? I'm like, what? You know, I'm like, no way. Another favorite is, first black president, Bill Clinton.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I didn't expect that in Black History
Jesus
Month.
Christ.
Not during Black History Month. Not we giving it to Bill.
Jesus Christ.
I'm messing with you, but no.
Jesus Christ.
Bill Clinton came up to me after a game at Bradley Center and was like, came up and shook my hand. He's like, hey, great show out there tonight. I'm like, what? Like, no way.
That's crazy,
And
though.
luckily, somebody behind him was taking the picture. He was like, hey, man, you want this picture? I'm like, hell, you think I want the picture? No, I don't want the picture, bro. It was cool.
No, I voted for Gore.
Look at that.
But yeah, that was a couple of my favorite memories right there. I'm sure there's some more. I got to dig in the archives.
No,
That's one of
fair.
the crates.
All right, so after hosting the Bucks, you land with the Aces. How has that experience been for you?
Back-to-back world champions,
That's
man.
cool.
Back-to-back.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, I got to say, Eric loved the Aces. I was actually at the, what game was it? I can't remember what game it was. I think it was game 4 of the finals in Vegas. And I was in the suite, and I actually met your girl, and she had the baby, and I was like, I'm from Milwaukee. She's, I'm from Milwaukee. And I was like, yeah, I used to go to high school with Joe. And she said, Joe? Like, my Joe?
Probably had to back up with it. Wait a minute.
I said, I guess
Wait a
so. But I was like, that's so crazy. Like, just Milwaukee finding itself again. But like, yeah, like the Aces, what's that been like?
Man, it's been I don't know. Like it's been such a blur. Honestly, I'm just so grateful to be a part of that. I went out there. They were looking for a host, and I went out there and auditioned.
Hit 'em with that razzle dazzle.
Yeah, it was a scrimmage, which is wild. I'm just thinking about that right now. It's another scrimmage. There was no fans though, because it was kind of still end of pandemic-y type of situation going on, and I went out there and did my, I didn't give them the whole sauce. I ain't sprinkled the whole, but I gave them enough for them to be like, yeah, this our dude right here. So
That's what's up.
did that and went out there and man, we fucking won, and I'm like, let's go. Then we won again. And I'm like, oh yeah.
No,
This-
the
So
energy
that's
is
just-
crazy.
Oh, sorry.
And-
I was gonna say that just jogged something for me. So like the pandemic years. So like I guess 21 for the Bucks, 22 for Aces, or I guess 20. I don't know. Whatever.
22,
years that were.
23.
Yeah. So like, what was the different? Like you were actually in the arena. So like, what were those arenas like? What was the vibe like? Like how was it for you? Because your whole job is like
Hype.
bring the energy up, and it's like there's nobody here, or there's hardly anybody here.
Well, by the time I was hosting, there were fans in the
Okay.
seats.
Okay.
Just when I auditioned,
Gotcha.
they were like, it was like more of a private kind of scrimmage and stuff like that. So, but the difference is for the Bucks, we won Game 6 at home. We were at home for the W. We were away when we won
Mhm.
because it's you only get 5.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So is when I won the first one with the Aces, I was actually on the plane to Vegas, and we won the day before my birthday.
Oh,
Okay.
that's what's up.
So when by the time we landed, like we champs. I
Right.
almost
It's
got
just party
kicked.
for you.
Almost got kicked off the plane. I'm like, you gonna kick me up in the air? Like, come on, man. Because I'm in the plane screaming. We watching the game. I'm like, let's fucking go. Like,
They about to land that motherfucker quick.
you couldn't tell me shit, So, but the difference was like just looking around. I'm behind the free throw line, like behind the basket when Giannis scoring 50.
It's crazy.
And I'm looking around like we did this shit, and I got goosebumps right now.
I
I'm
do
like,
too.
I
I
bet.
was crying. Like,
I'm looking around, and honestly, it's not like a manifestation of something bad, but I'm soaking it in. I'm just like, man, this could be the last time I'm in here doing it like this. Like for real. Like what if it was? I'm just looking around like, damn,
Just taking it in.
we fucking did this
Yeah.
shit. Ain't nobody thought we was gonna do that shit to me except for me. You know what I'm saying? In Milwaukee. But like everybody else, they're like, man, Bucks ain't about to win. And we was down 0-2.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I mean the Suns, they flew in. It was second, I remember, section 119. They had like half the section.
Oh,
Game
what?
4, because they thought they was gonna sweep our shit.
Mm.
So they was counting in our house. 1, 2, 3, Giannis at the line. But so
He was clutch then. Like he was
Yeah.
knocking them down in the free throw
yeah.
or
So
in the finals.
Game 6.
Yeah.
but the difference is, excuse me, just one, at home, at the crib, you know. But I'm so grateful for Las Vegas embracing me, you know, how they did, because they were like, who the fuck is dude? You know, and easily they could have been like that, but they wasn't. And it's family in Vegas too.
That's what's up. I see Shells in the comments said, "Oh snap, we got a Milwaukee legend in the building." Talking about, you know. All right, so we talking about the finals experience and just thinking about the fact that you were able to host for an NBA champ and a back-to-back WNBA champion. Like, are there any similarities and differences between the two final experiences, or does it feel like it's same, or is there any differences between the two?
It's definitely a difference because, you know, you want the team to come back for, you know, I didn't want the Aces to come back for Game 5, especially his last one, because, you know, you're playing against New York. The league is in New York. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, man, like, it's going to be tough. And there's some beasts over there. There's some beasts over there, you know, Sabrina Ionescu, you know, Breonna Stewart, you know, John Quayle. They going crazy over there. I feel like they built that team just to try to stop us, and it didn't work. You know,
how it seems.
We had 8 players that last game.
Especially after they won. What was it? They own in-season tournament.
They won not the NCAA, the Commissioner Cup.
Commissioner Cup.
It's called Commissioner Cup.
New York had beat them earlier, so
in our house too.
Yep.
Yeah. So we won this past season. We only lost technically 1 game at home in the regular season. You take that, the Commissioner Cup, that's 2, but that don't count as regular season.
Right, it's its own thing.
But they can have that. You know, they can have that one.
We got the big one. They got the other one.
Yeah, we got that big one though.
I feel it. No, I feel it.
So you went All-Star Weekend, right?
All-Star Week this past weekend, yes.
How was that?
Amazing, man. It was my first one. Technically, it was my first one. Last year, I did the NBA TNT Roadshow on Thursday, but I left right away Friday. So this time, to be asked to be a part of the convention center activities that's going on, and, you know, NBA crossover, I was representing, you know, we was at the Starry Court, so we had our own LED court.
Oh,
they was giving away $25,000 a day to the highest scorer, whoever hit the most threes.
Damn, I need to be there next time. Let me go and get some money in this motherfucker.
They was giving away some real bread.
Yeah, he go win this shit.
They was giving away some real bread, man. It was crazy.
Question about the LED court. Like, can you actually feel the difference, or does it feel like a regular basketball court?
You can feel the heat from the lights. I'll tell you that. Yeah, I wasn't actually on the one that they were for like All-Star Saturday night. I was there for Saturday night though. It was amazing, you know, besides the dunk contest. But but the LED court that we were at in the convention center was dope, man. It was it's a brick on there.
Oh damn,
that's some 2K stuff right there.
They had the NBA Jam, Tim Kitzrow. That's airball. Like, It was Team Lim versus Team Lime, and I was mostly like Team Lim, just talking shit to Team Lime. You know,
that's hilarious.
Cool. So did you get a chance to like do any kind of other hosting gigs like throughout the weekend, or you more so like just enjoying it?
Just enjoying it, man, and just doing, you know, putting in my time at the convention center. So, it was so much going on though. Like the convention center was crazy, man. There was a NBA ID station where they take your picture and put you on a card and put it in a case like a real card. You know?
See, the All-Star experience sound like it's super dope. So Indiana just had it. There's been talks about Milwaukee trying to get it for 27 or 28.
Yeah.
Now that you've been to an All-Star weekend in another Midwest city, do you think Milwaukee can host an All-Star game?
Why not? Right now, we're gonna need a couple more hotels probably.
They building them.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. I can envision it for sure. The Plaza is just a dope place to be.
Yeah.
The way they revamped downtown is just amazing. The ripple effect is what they used to call it. Remember, it's like, the ripple effect. Like
once we built this,
right? And in a way, they were right. You know, so the Deer District, all that. Like, I could see. I mean, we had 65,000 out there for you know, the final run in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
In the middle of I definitely caught COVID after that. Definitely.
I'm glad you're here, brother.
Thank you.
No, that was the last. Anybody else got any other questions for Joe before we let this man enjoy the rest of his evening?
Oh no, man, that's it. Hold on, man. No.
Well, one more. Has the experience that you've had as far as like hosting for the Bucks, hosting for the Aces and things like that, is that, and you went to school, like you said, for broadcasting, journal, and
I ain't graduate though.
Still,
I went to school.
It was already a passion there, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Has this allowed you to kind of really, in essence, follow that path? Like, are you where you like, okay, this is where I'm trying to be at, or are you still trying to go a little further than this?
Bro, I'm just getting started.
That's what I like to hear.
I swear I am. Like, and I've done, like I told you, I was like, man, it's cool if I have my phone out because I gotta go through my pictures just to remind myself what I've done.
No,
Like,
that's
I'm
fair.
not like it's such a blur. I really don't let it I don't let it sit. I don't let it marinate. Nothing. I'm like, dang. So when I actually do think about it, I'm like, really? I'll tell you this.
Go
Y'all
ahead.
kicking me out? Or
No, you good.
okay. It was a full circle moment. So in Indianapolis, we got to interview Miles Turner, Tyrese Halliburton, Oshkosh. What up?
For sure.
Who else did we see? Cat. He had a deep voice on.
I was like, which voice? Which voice?
Actually, shit, you can ask the same question for Halliburton.
He had a deep voice.
Halliburton voice be changing mid-sentence.
But no, so it comes for Giannis. Giannis Sunday, he pulls up and we give him an interview, and when he walks on the court, he look at me and he like, you with the Bucks? He's like, you Milwaukee. And I'm like, yeah, like what up? He was like, what happened?
The question everybody who go to Bucks games want to know.
I'm like, I told him, because we're literally about to have we're on the court, mics in hand, I have to be like this to talk to him. So I'm like, hey, I was like, long story, man. I was like, but hey, if you want that championship energy back in Pfizer, just let me know, bro.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I told him, he was like, you were with us with the championship. Yep. And I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah. And I was like,
go ahead, bring me back then.
So it was just a full circle moment. Then, literally like 40 minutes later, here comes Asia. And now we interviewing Asia. And it's just that, I ain't gonna lie, after I was done off my shipment, I was in my emotions. Like, for real. I was like, damn, because I really bleed this shit, like, for real. Like, I love what I do. Like I said, I love seeing all different walks of life come together for one common goal. I wish we could do that outside of sports too, for the most part. But if we could harness that energy and apply it to whatever we want to do, whatever goal we're trying to make as a people, like, we can do that.
That's a fact. And like Shell said, that's dope as hell. Giannis remembered you.
Man.
Jeff added, call downtown Giannis Town. Hey. That is accurate. That is accurate. 5-serve, all that. That's all Giannis Town. For real.
I can see them using the Panther Arena as like the Coliseum.
I mean, you got everything right in the road.
It's all next to each other.
The convention center, you got the Mecca, you got the auditorium, you got obviously Pfizer, you have the open space, you have Beer District, all the bars. Like it's set up. Like they've done a really good job of developing that area. So like I don't see any reason outside of the lack of hotels right now why. Weather, I guess.
I'm about to say it's being cold as shit.
But again, like most of the events take place inside, so it's like it's not like that's gonna affect Saturday night or the celebrity game or whatever. So, I don't know. Like some of the belly aching that I've heard, and I don't know why I said belly aching.
Because you old.
That was old.
Right. But like it's just like. It's one weekend. Like it's a weekend to showcase a NBA city that people otherwise might not have come to.
Yeah. They want to come.
Magnanimous. But like it's one weekend. It's an opportunity for the city to reap some of the benefits of having an NBA team on top of everything. Like think about how much business came to Indianapolis this weekend that otherwise wouldn't have. Think about how many
beefs. Shannon.
All right.
Mike.
You always take it left.
I'm just saying, it's all kind of stuff.
I guess for me, it's just like, this is a good opportunity. And it's like, they're going to these cities, Salt Lake City last year, Cleveland the year before that. Like, all these places that, again,
San Francisco next year.
Yeah, that's a different beast. Like, it's opportunities for people to see everything. Like, you got new arenas coming up, the economic impact of downtown, like, on these things. Like, shit, I was thinking about if it's 27, 28, that's going to be our 10 year. Like,
Tech File 10 year.
I'm trying to do something for, you know what I mean? Like, that's money that could be coming in our pocket because we hosted something. Whatever, like, whatever it is, like, that's a good thing for the city. So, like, all these people, like, I don't want to, Milwaukee, they're going to talk shit about. I don't give a fuck about any of that.
They're going to always talk shit about us, man. Even when we won.
They were still talking.
They're still talking. They'd rather talk about the Lakers and what's going on. Like, man, you see we just won? Come on, man.
So, I don't know. I get annoyed by it because, like, I feel like even in Milwaukee, even in Milwaukee, like we kind of down talk ourselves and like try to little bro ourselves, and it's like, no, we a real life major league city, like embrace that shit. Except that, like, you know, we can do these things. Like we won a championship, like we can do anything really.
That's a fact, and it was cool. It was cool being in Indiana, watching the locals walk around being excited about it. You know, I just envision that for Milwaukee. Like, man, the All-Star just the best of the best, and just to have a chance to be there and represent, you know, Milwaukee and Las Vegas as one of the best, top tier. Like, come on, man. What?
I feel it. Jeff added, if you go to Racine, you have enough hotels. I ain't gonna hold you, Jeff. I ain't trying to go to Racine.
Nobody trying to go out there.
I ain't trying to go to Racine, brother. I'm glad I live.
Racine, nah.
How y'all strip clubs in Racine?
No.
Nah, every time I go to Racine, something shake.
Got the shady shake joints.
But Jeff also added, as somebody from Appleton, Wisconsin, Milwaukee is a really nice city to be in. I've never had an issue. Hey, listen, I was making a joke because I didn't realize Milwaukee was the 5th biggest city in the Midwest. Like, I thought we was probably like 9, 10. I'm like, no, we 5th biggest in the Midwest.
Because it's small to us. Because everybody
Everybody
know each other for the most part.
No, I feel it, but we appreciate you coming through,
For sure.
Joe.
Can I give y'all something actually? And I forgot. I didn't know y'all had the producer over here. So when I come back, if I'm invited back, I got
you of course invited back.
Open invitation, my brother.
Open anytime.
Yeah,
here on Tuesday.
Go ahead and
we got a goodie bag.
It's one of something for everybody in there, and then y'all can like divvy up the other two. It's like 2 and 2. Yeah, so that's. I got y'all a couple Gatorade.
So we get the last pickings.
Hold on.
We at the end of the line down here.
Exactly.
We're getting the last pickings.
Get my ties on.
The slim pickets.
I see a bucket hat in here, man.
These are like I want to say game worn towels, but I washed them. I washed them. We good.
We got some Starry merch.
Yeah, shout out Starry, man.
I need a beanie though.
Here, take the beanie, fam.
You look
There's
like
a couple
beanie.
bucket hats in there.
You want a bucket hat?
this
I
is
know.
too.
You want a beanie?
And it is Black History Month. I got to remind y'all, went to Africa twice too.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
what?
what?
See, now we gotta have another pod talking about that, fam. We got some Starry merch. We got some bucket hats. We got some Gatorade towels from the All-Star Weekend.
No, this is not from the All-Star. The hats are.
The hats
for
from
sure.
All-Star.
Shout out Starry, but the towels are either from a Bucks game or Aces game for sure.
Yeah, either way it
I'm
go.
gonna do this real quick. Go ahead and get it to one of these celebrities out here. Mr.
I don't know whose style it was, but every time I tell people about this towel, it's gonna be Adrian Wilson style.
You ain't wrong for that. Shout out Asia.
Hey, and I'm gonna say this is a Chris Middleton towel, which for that you got to watch this twice because that brother sweat.
Like Charles Oakley.
But no, we appreciate the gifts and we
We
appreciate your time,
Thank you,
fam.
guys. I
Thank
really
you for
appreciate
coming
y'all.
through.
Absolutely. Anytime. Appreciate y'all, man.
All right, man. Take it easy.
I feel like I'm getting
I'm
kicked
far
out
away.
there.
No, you want to chill? You
I
can
feel like
chill.
Uncle Phil throwing me out.
You want to stick around? That's fine.
If you want to hang around,
If you want to chill, we here.
It's cool.
We here.
it's on you. It's your call. We have to start talking about some NBA stuff right now.
Appreciate it. Nicole said this was great, so
Shout out Nicole.
Yeah. Love you, fam.
All right, bro. You be safe on your
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it, man.
Man, that was cool.
Everybody.
All right. Say bye to the video folks. But no, that was dope. Definitely appreciate Joe. So if y'all have not known about Jory up and followed that man, listen. First of all, if you're from Milwaukee, you got to. Like this, like as Shell said earlier on, a Milwaukee legend, somebody who's doing big things.
Pass the time.
Oh, here.
And putting on for the city in the meantime and in between time. And you always love that Milwaukee energy. So make sure y'all check out Joe. Support him. If you're ever in Vegas for an Aces game, you're going to hear that voice. You're going to know it. Feel proud about it. Feel proud about it.
I was gonna say, like, I forgot to ask why you were on mic, but like, obviously you have the very famous "Go Bucks." Like, what do you say for the Aces? Like, what's your catchphrase?
We got to hear it.
All right, no. So when I went to the Aces, my homegirl CJ, co-host, shout out CJ. I was like, man, I want to bring something to the table. She was like, what's up? I'm like, man, I want to do a chant. So before every game, get everybody up. Right at tip off. Aces, everybody say Aces, Las Vegas, Aces, Aces, all the way until tip off. So it's like,
dope.
imagine the opposing team coming in,
And that's all you hear.
and that's all you hear. Like
The whole arena.
Yeah.
it's live. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it's live.
I can
That's
see it.
that's lit.
So
Yeah, the social
lit for
at
sure.
your favorite Joe.
At your favorite Joe.
At your favorite Joe. Make sure y'all follow Joe.
Appreciate y'all,
Appreciate
man.
you, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Faces. Go Braves!
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you.
All right, bro.
That feel like a great segue here into talking about NBA, talking about All-Star Weekend here. So, Eric, let's start with you, because if we talking about All-Star Weekend, I feel like your topic is the right one to kick this off.
I thought about it. I thought about it.
Can you straighten this out on the webcam?
I thought about it, but I like sitting here. I'm comfortable. I'm by my buddy. Sitting next to my best friend.
Eric, I'm about to leave.
Exactly. I'm out of here.
I don't even know. Yeah, so like there's been a lot of I'm gonna assume everybody watching this has at least seen some bits and pieces of All-Star Weekend,
Mhm.
All-Star Saturday night, All-Star Friday night, the game on Sunday, whatever. As with everything NBA, I feel like the topic of conversation is criticism, always. And so this time it's about the competitiveness of the All-Star game itself.
Right.
So, being constructive with our criticism, do you think, one, that NBA All-Star Weekend, All-Star Game needs to be fixed? And what's one thing that each of you, one of you, some of you would choose to do to fix the competitiveness issue at the NBA All-Star?
I feel like they need to make the game mean something. So if that's either the winning East or West team get like home court advantage for the
I don't
finals,
like when they go. I don't like that.
or it needs something, or like with the in-season tournament, what they got money or something like that. So if you put money on the line, it makes it seem like everyone will be more competitive. Like, I understand, like, it's a trip, it's a vacation. Like, don't nobody want to go hard, don't nobody want to get hurt. Like, everybody bodies and stuff banged up. But I feel like if you put a stipulation or put something in that makes them like, oh, like, we win, we get this, I feel like that will make it probably a little more competitive.
Money answer every question. We saw with the in-season tournament. The only reason I don't like when people have been suggesting, not just you, because I've heard other people saying like, hey, it should mean like whoever win that conference gets home court. Like the regular season's supposed to mean something. Like we ain't gonna do these 82 games and then at the end of it, that has no bearing on how you fare in the standings. Like I'm not here for it. Me personally, I don't watch the All-Star game thinking it's gonna be competitive. Like I'm watching it to try to see some cool highlights, to see something to make me laugh. Like Luka trying to get that dunk and he getting hung. Like that was funny.
He was out here bullshit.
And then Dame come down, he hitting half court threes. That's not a heave. Like he's walking into it like a jump shot. Like stuff like that. That makes the All-Star game cool. Because for me, All-Star Saturday night is actually like the most exciting part of the weekend to me. And what they did this year with like Steph versus Sabrina, hope they keep that going. Love that. And if they could add like a one-on-one tournament, that's something I would try to get on board.
King of the court.
Let's get some kind of king on the court one-on-one tournament or something like that. And I think that they should move the 3-point contest to the end of the night on All-Star Saturday night. I think it's time.
Welcome. I've been there for a couple of years.
Yeah, I think it's time.
I've been saying, because it's, again, like it's your biggest stars. You want to make that your marquee event. Like imagine if Steph versus Sabrina was the closing event.
It would have been a great night. Like you left on a high note.
Yeah. You can't be disappointed with a 3-point contest because everybody can hit threes. It's like the dunk contest is kind of like if you don't hit it on the first one, it kind of waters it down, and then like nobody really wants to do it anymore. So, I'm with you there, or I guess you would be there.
Yeah, I'm joining you.
I don't know. It's a little. I mean, y'all mentioned the money part, but I feel like some of that pride and ego should still kind of kick in. You know what I mean? Because like. Earlier All-Star games, a lot of people was talking about the defense they play, right? I think the most competitive we had lately was the one where we had the Kobe.
2020, the first year of the Elam ending.
The Elam ending. So that made a difference. Maybe bring that back.
Well, we saw it the last couple of years, and it wasn't. See, the thing with it is, if they can do the first 3 quarters where they playing around and it's still close, you know you're gonna get a good fourth because at that point the competitiveness kicks in and they don't want to lose. But this past year,
it wouldn't
Boy,
matter.
they ain't gave a shit from the jump.
Yeah.
The East was too far ahead, where it's like we ain't gonna be able to do nothing in the fourth quarter anyway.
Well, I mean, Tyrese came out, hit 5 in a row.
That was crazy.
Back to back. Like, good Lord.
Oh,
That
and
was
shout out to
crazy.
Carl Anthony Towns, because that man was
Yeah, he
out
was
here on a
balling. He
was
mission
going
during the
crazy.
He was
All-Star game.
cooking.
He dropped 50.
He was
He was
trying
cooking.
hard, bro.
He
I think
dropped
he put
50 in the L after a couple weeks after dropping 60 in the L.
Oh, you had to go there.
I'm
Dang.
just saying.
I mean, I think shit. He damn near got 30 in the fourth.
Nobody
But and
knows.
then so there was a point in the game where Giannis came out and was really trying to play some defense at one point, where he had like KD trapped in the corner, was trying to like.
Mhm.
But I feel like, excuse me, after that possession, again the East was so far ahead, it was kind of like whatever. Because after that, KD came out. After that, Steph came. Well, Steph still stuck around for the most part, but KD went back to the bench. And he ain't come back the rest of the game.
Steph
there-
wanted minutes. He wanted to play.
Right, but
Yeah.
there was different points where it's like, okay, either the West really gonna try to make a push, or what's up? Like it's, I don't know. The like I said, I like the Elam ending because
I
I,
did
felt
too.
like that kept it closer than putting up 200 points.
200
It's crazy. 200
lot.
points is
That's a lot of
crazy.
points.
And everybody on the damn bench getting what 25 apiece. That's wild. You put up what? How much did the West have? 180.
Yeah,
The
something
cat got
like
50 of them. Come on now.
But that's the thing too, because like on paper, the West squad, you like, man, they are stacked.
Just loaded.
Yeah.
We was talking about that during the group chat.
But the East team had the younger guys, and like they were gonna play a little bit more than
Mhm.
the older vets in the West.
We
Kawhi Leonard ain't going hard in the All-Star game.
No, he had a crazy 3 though, but like that was it. Like they weren't trying. Like LeBron didn't play the whole second half.
Like I think that to your point about like pride and competitive, like natural fire, like it, sure, but like if you look at it from their perspective, it's like All-Star Weekend basically starts Thursday and goes all the way through Sunday. From the time that they touch down in that city to the time they leave, like they have events, like they have
Mhm.
brand events, they have league events, they have to do charity stuff.
Mhm.
Like they're going, they have the parties and like, which doesn't sound like work, but it is work because they're supposed to show up to host these things, to get people to come out to go to them.
Mhm.
Like it's work for them the entire time when their teammates are in Cabo or Cancun or wherever. Like everybody else has that week off. So like you get them to the end of that week where they have to do all this work. And
Yeah.
then it's on top of a game that they're supposed to play. And then their team is probably somewhere like, hey man, don't get hurt because we got to
need
go, you know, we got this stretch run to go through. Like there's a lot of things that have kind of like watered down the experience for an all-star to where it's like, hey man, everybody go out, have fun, try not to get hurt, and let's let's get on so we can at least have our little 3-day vacation or whatever.
So then riddle me this, and I'm sure this is brought up quite often. What's the difference between the All-Star obligations
Mm-hmm.
and Drew League, Summer League competitiveness? And it's still the don't get hurt.
We've had the conversation though. It's different because in the summer, it's the summer. Like if you got hurt in the summer, God forbid. But if you
Mhm.
did, you gonna have months to get healthy before your
Mhm.
team is getting ready to make some noise in the playoffs. But like if you get hurt during All-Star, you only have
Yeah,
a
it's
third of
a
the
wrap.
season left.
Mhm.
Like it's right
You turn
before.
an ankle. Like imagine Chris Middleton just turned his ankle 2-3 weeks ago.
Yep.
We still don't know when he's coming back. Imagine that happens in the All-Star game. Somebody takes a 3 and then they land on somebody's foot accidentally, and then they're out for a month. You only have a month left coming back. Your team could go from second in the West to 9th in the West,
To a
like real
playing
quick.
team.
Like,
the
like,
risk
yeah,
they
like,
not
it's-
don't want to take.
So like if you do incentivize them with money
Mhm.
or like just get their competitiveness going in a safer environment than like an actual 5-on-5. Like for me, I was looking at it like, can we do what they've done with the Rising Stars game, where
That's kind of fun now.
you kind of shake up the teams. Not everybody's playing the entire time. Like you have, let's say you expand it to 15 from each conference. Then you got 30 players to choose from. You divvy them up into 3 or 6 teams or whatever it is, and then just run with those squads in like a round robin kind of tournament thing. And then everybody gets like a 5, 8, 10 minute stretch to run out, try to score as many points as they can. And, like just make it like a round robin tournament to that extent where it's like, you can go hard in little 5-minute stretches and not really, like accumulate the wear and tear that you necessarily would in a full 48.
That's an idea.
Yeah,
We got some ideas in the comments too. Shell said bringing professional dunkers for the dunk contest. Honestly, I don't think that's gonna get people excited because it's no name. Like you're gonna see the dunks and be kind of like, ooh, odd, but like I'm not sure if that actually solves the problem, quote unquote.
They damn near have professional dunkers in it now, and nobody cares about it.
And Bill added, is it possible to have All-Star Weekend before the finals? And that kind of is like the NFL model. Like the Pro Bowl is the weekend before the Super Bowl.
I think the Pro Bowl matters even less than the NBA All-Star game.
They changed
for
it to the flag game, in which made it.
They do all the, they do the obstacle courses and dodgeball.
I enjoy that. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Like that's what I think they got. Like just kind of mix up All-Star Weekend. Maybe add some, make the skills tournament a little bit shorter. Make that part a little bit shorter. I don't think we need 4 events.
If they did it before the finals, or like have that, because there's always, I think, that week gap before the finals start or whatever.
It ain't that long. It's a couple days.
Well, then maybe they can make it a week. You have the All-Star that week, right? But you always gonna have it in the location that warm weather. The weather would complement that weekend
because it's always gonna be cool. Weather will always be better.
But then you need a break though, right? In between the seasons, so that's what this is for them. So then they'll have to put something else in anyway.
And I think like what we talked about with Joe is like the economic impact of All-Star Weekend. The reason why these players are so burnt out by Sundays because like this is. It's not the NBA Super Bowl, but like functionally it's the NBA Super Bowl because that's where like all their brand synergy, all that crap, like gets sorted out, and it's a networking event. It's basically like a big ass conference for NBA related businesses, and there just happens to be a game.
It's just so happens to be a game.
I mean,
I'm just saying that's really what it is.
That's what Anthony Edwards said. He was like, "We all look at it as a break. Like it's All-Star break. Like we ain't really trying to come out here and compete. It's a break." Like we just trying to get out of here healthy, and that's really it. But I don't know. I enjoyed All-Star Weekend. I normally do. I like the spectacle of it. I really enjoyed the 3-point contest. I love the Sabrina versus Steph. I know you got to blow the whistle later, so we can come back to that. You want to go next?
Yeah. So you're speaking of Sabrina and Steph in the 3-point contest. Do you think going forward that this would be the motto, or this would be the thing, bringing in more WNBA stars for like the skills challenges, or 3-point contest, or having like a 3-on-3 tournament, but then you choose each team has to have a WNBA player on it or something.
That would actually be kind of cool.
My idea was top 3 WNBA shooters versus top 3 NBA shooters, or in this case, if it's gonna be an inaugural one, bring back Kat, Steph, and Dame, since they're the last 3 winners versus the top 3. So Sabrina, and maybe if I like, what do I say? Jacqueline Jones? Was it Jones? No,
I don't think so.
Shooter.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of the top shooters in the WNBA, and
Caitlin Clark.
She
said she went to college for another year. She said, I'll be back. But no, I do think that this is the first of more of these types of events. Like, I love the WNBA integration in NBA All-Star Weekend. And I hope that what will happen if we do start seeing more WNBA at NBA All-Star Weekend is that you'll also see more NBA at WNBA All-Star as well. Like, that would be cool if it was like always back and forth between the two.
Yeah.
At least just one little event, like something where, everybody can come, but that'd be kind of tight.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I mean, shooting is universal, so like you don't have to really worry about like the gender politics that go into like the athleticism gap between men and women. It's like shooters can shoot, and that's what I'll get to in my blow the whistle. But that's part of the reason why I'm like so frustrated by some of the conversation coming out of it. It's like Sabrina isn't limited to the women's 3-point line.
No, and
she has range,
and she made She had 26 points.
Yes,
she would have been in the finals of the regular 3-point.
Fuck it, I'm gonna do it right now. You got the blow the whistle drop.
He couldn't wait, folks. He couldn't wait.
Got to get it off.
He's already in the bag.
That's what I was thinking of. Jewel Lloyd.
Okay. Sorry, put you on the spot.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
Blow the whistle.
I didn't realize a can't be
blow the whistle. Like oh shit! Blow the whistle.
Go back. My blow the whistle is on Kenny Smith. How he can watch a great shooting exhibition that we had between Sabrina and Steph, and then his main takeaway is that Sabrina should have shot from the women's line.
Yeah, that was nonsensical.
Like I was just saying, like she has range on the WNBA court. It's not like all her threes are just like towing the line threes. Like it doesn't make sense. Also, she's the one that said, I want to shoot from the men's line. So like you're not throwing your cape on for her to be like, oh man, she would have won if she would. Like she going up against literally the best shooter of a basketball that we've ever seen in the history of the sport.
Yeah.
Like it don't really matter where he shoots from. More likely, he would have been a favorite. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't need. Like, but again, like she's one of the best shooters in the world. So like she wanted to test herself against the best, and that's exactly what she did. And to your point, she had 26, which was the score, high score of the men's competition that we had that night. Like she held her own. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't need an extra leg up. She doesn't need like you to change the boundaries to make it more fair. Like it's fair because she's a shooter and shooters shoot.
Talk to him.
And then like he doubled down on it when Stephen A. Smith gave him an opportunity to clean it up. He's like, oh well, I got daughters, so check my resume. It's like,
what?
What the fuck are you talking about? Like,
check my resume.
And like,
check my resume. I got daughters.
I was annoyed by him all night. Like he was right about the judges, but he feels like he is the main character of NBA All-Star Saturday Night. And it's like nobody came here to see you, Kenny Smith. Like you got your shit off one time 24 years ago. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. Like yes, that's a soundbite for all of eternity. We don't need you no more. Like, you are annoying. Damn, you don't add anything to the proceedings.
I think who's gonna go here.
I'm going there because I'm tired of this shit. Like the fact that he's supposed to be the smarter one on inside the NBA is the reason why I don't watch that fucking show.
Cook him.
I'm sorry.
Hey, he gonna listen to this like I'm getting cooked.
but dumb shit. Like what were you drinking? Like that's what
it seemed like.
He was
as the night went on.
Out here sauced.
Because earlier I was sitting here like, oh boy, I gotta listen to Reggie Miller all night. Oh boy, this is gonna be tough.
E.T.
Then it switched over and I was like, yeah, Reggie. Why am I agreeing with
Reggie? Because Kenny Smith is trash. That's why you were agreeing with Reggie.
Jeff added, isn't Kenny Smith known for bad takes? I wouldn't say he's known for bad takes.
He definitely has a few.
He has a few, but I feel like everybody got some bad takes.
Yeah.
If you talking sports for a living, you're gonna have some bad takes. I've gone back and heard some of ours, and I'm like, ooh, I'm glad we didn't bring this back up. Because boy, I was wrong.
But I mean, it's fine to admit that you're wrong, which is where he fucked up. Because again, like he had an opportunity to clean it up. Honestly, they gave him a billion chances during the broadcast to clean it up, and he kept doubling down on it. Then with the benefit of hindsight, 2 days later, he still comes down and said, "It's really a much ado about nothing." Like, no, it's not. Like, actually listen to the criticism, take it in, internalize it, and like go forward. Like, it's not that hard to be like, "My bad, I messed up." Actually, it's cool. That's all you gotta say. It's struggle with that. You move on.
That's a fact. And it was, Reggie Miller, of course, had a unique perspective because he grew up, as he mentioned, with the greatest basketball player that he's ever known, with Cheryl Miller in his crib. So he's like, trust me when I tell you, Cheryl didn't need no help. Like, she was cooking me as it is.
Help, bro. It's a problem.
I need the help when it comes. Help me, not her. Help me. My NBA All-Star take, I just wanted to say shout out real quick to the All-Star Milwaukee Bucks.
Hey.
Malik Beasley was in the 3-point contest. He had the lowest score of any competitor.
You just need to make one more for me, boy. One more.
Listen, gambling All-Star weekend, like gambling during the All-Star events, America has a problem.
I was going to say, you might have a problem.
Like, listen, all my bets.
I did one.
I did some, but all my bets was like, I'm not, like, people be betting like some money.
$11.
Luka did me bogus, fam.
I was
11 points, me.
All you had to do was get 11. This motherfucker's at the rim, throwing it back off the rim.
Did me bogus, fam.
Hung on the goddamn rim. I'm like,
Luka bogus, fam.
What you doing?
That's my dude. I was like, oh, I know Luka. Luka ain't gonna let me down, fam.
He tried.
Dog.
He tried.
He was bullshit. He didn't.
Not trying at all.
Hey, I thought
he was gonna score with him and Jokic. This motherfucker like, no, bro, take the ball. I'm like, you selling for real?
Him and I had Steph Curry making over 6 threes, I think it was. That man shot 13 of them things. Now they just was not falling. I was just watching them Clank. I said, used up all your magic last night, didn't you? I understand. But no,
Todd boss.
Malik Beasley is somebody who campaigned to be in the 3-point shooting contest. At the time when he started his campaign, he was leading the league in 3-point percentage. Like, it made sense for Malik Beasley to be there. And my question for him was just like, I don't know if his jump shot translates to the 3-point contest. And then when you watch him, you like, he jumps high.
Ran out of time.
Yeah, he ran out of time. He was going too slow. But the cool, interesting thing about that was when Dame won, because Damian Lillard did win in a dramatic fashion where he needed one on the last rack, missed the first 4.
He was just, I'm like, good Lord, Dame.
But he said that he would go and practice and he would see Malik Beasley working out with the racks and he's practicing the shooting. And he said he was just watching them thinking kind of like, you doing too much, Bees. And he said he talked to Malik like, you're doing too much. I've been in 3 of these contests already. The first 2 that I did, I was just like you. I was practicing with the racks. I was thinking about it and I went out there and I did terrible. Last year, I just went out there and shot. And guess what? I won. Like, just take it easy. You're doing too much.
To be fair, like if I'm going up against somebody and they come and try to give me some advice, I'm be like,
You trying to
sabotage me.
Right or wrong answers on the
I'm
mirror.
gonna practice even harder. Give me 2 racks.
Right. So that's what he said. And then you saw that and I was like, coming out of the break, one thing I hope for Malik Beasley, like he was shooting almost 48% from 3 for the Bucks, which is outrageous. Like that's a very high clip.
At least somebody was hitting him.
That's a very high clip. And once he started the campaign, he had launched like the Let Me In 3-point contest gear. That was on January 19th. So I just wanted to check. From the start of the season to January 18th, before the campaign started, Malik Beasley was shooting 47.5% from 3 on 6 attempts a game.
Damn.
He's
You
smacking
shoot
that
them up.
motherfucker.
From January 19th
He was
until
doing
the
it all
All-Star game, he was shooting 37.6%, almost a 10% drop pretty much in his 3-point percentage on 7.3 attempts. Now, he's a career 39% 3-point shooter. So, like, for me to be like, hey, man, 38% ain't good enough. Like, that's, you're still shooting at a high clip. It's just that he was shooting at such a high clip. It was kind of, he actually can miss these. Like, I didn't know he could miss. So, like, if Malik Beasley, now that the 3-point contest is behind him, he's not thinking about that. I hope that he can take at least a part of that Dame, advice and just go out there and hoop. So shout out to Malik Beasley for being in the contest.
Bro, we just need 5% back.
If you can get to 40, that's good. Like, that's cool. And I look, it's 46 different NBA players shooting at least 40% from 3.
Some wild shit.
You said how many?
46 different
Jesus.
NBA players are shooting at least 40%.
Wasn't it like 50 motherfuckers with 20 points? Like, this shit is crazy.
Like, it's crazy. And then shout out to Dame. I hope that also for Dame, him knocking down all these threes can help jumpstart him because me and Justin Garcia did the episode Locked on Bucks. I don't think that's actually out yet. We did an episode of Locked on Bucks about Damian Lillard, and he got all the second spectrum information. He was looking up all the shot charts, and he's like, if you look at Dame's shot profile, he's taking all the same shots. They are open. They are literally just not falling.
That's what I've been saying a lot about. Like, I know the cats is talking about the coaching and stuff like that, or they want to bring up Doc. Doc's name has been,
Of course, it's easy to bring up.
and I'm like, honestly, if you are actually watching our games, he can't go out there and shoot the shit for them. Them motherfuckers is wide open. They just missing.
They're just missing.
Like, they are literally wide open, clean, good shots. They are just not falling, bro.
I like how you said clean, good shots. Sound like just, I don't know. It sounded funny.
Good
to me.
shots.
But no, I definitely feeling it. Open shots, missing. So I hope that now, with the 3-point contest behind him and Dame going crazy at the All-Star game too, he can bring that up. And then just shout out to Giannis because Giannis is amazing. I don't know if y'all watched the Amazon Prime documentary.
I haven't yet.
This is cinema.
This is cinema.
This is cinema. Okay, this documentary because like Rise was cool, but it's a Disney movie. This is interviews with him and his family, and they really like you finally get to hear his mom like talk. I've never really heard his mom. Like I've seen her like in videos in the background, but like having her have a mic in front of her and being like, "This is what I was thinking" or how I was feeling. Like it's very, very good. And watching that made me appreciate having Giannis on this team and getting the growth and just the journey that we've been on with him in the city of Milwaukee. So just a random shout out to Giannis as well.
Shout out.
Tim.
All right, so just to kind of wrap it up, B. We are now entering the last portion of the season, the last
third.
the real games. is quote unquote. What are your expectations for your team as we close this season out?
Yeah, why don't you start since you the sole Lakers fan here? What you need?
I just want us to get it together. I have it really like from where like the high that we was on like winning the in-season tournament to like where we are now is like a complete like 180, and now it's just like what the fuck like do we do now? Trade deadline came, we didn't do anything, and it's like it's not working. So it's like I would have felt a little better if they would have attempted to do something, or even did something that was small but wasn't like like blockbuster or whatever. But it was like, oh, we tried to do something because what we're doing right now is not working. The thing that I hate the most about like all of this is that like people are really coming at Darvin Ham like for his job, and that's bullshit. Like, y'all need to like chill out. Like, there's no reason to start coming out and blaming him for everything and saying, "Oh, it's Darvin Ham's fault." It's not his fault. It's I don't know. I really don't know. Like, it looks like chemistry. That could be the issue. We're not knocking shots down. It has been rough with us, like with injuries, afterwards and everything like that. But it just seemed like it's the wrong way of saying it, but we just blew our load for the in-season tournament. Like we went, like we literally like
went hard.
We went hard, and then it's like we don't got nothing left in the tank. Like we've been on E after that. So I want us to get it together. I want us to go to the playoffs, and we can figure it out from there.
I feel like the default for everybody is like if things aren't going well, push the blame the coach button.
Yeah, always, and that's trash. Darvin Ham was a great coach.
He got out to the Western Conference Finals last year.
I'm saying, we're largely the same team.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about the health thing, but like, I mean, the roster.
Yeah, it's basically the same team. Shout out to AD too. We've been doing this thing.
For the Bucks, like I'll keep it brief. Just win, baby. That's my expectation. I don't know. Like I think that some of the stuff that Doc has implemented worked to a degree, and like I at least see like the skeleton of okay, things are more functional now. Like you said, like they were just kind of missing shots. Because the defense has been solid.
It's been better since the coaching switch.
Yeah. But the offense has kind of fallen off a cliff, and
it's been worse.
Really it's been a byproduct of them just missing the shots that they were making before. So, I mean, shooters are by nature streaky. So I think that like the offense kind of reverts relatively back to where it was because like they were the second best offense in the league for forever. If they can get back to at least somewhere on that level with the improved defensive performance, like I think that they'll be fine. Like it seems like they've stabilized a little bit and there's a little bit more buy-in. Again, like it was easier to say that before that Memphis game.
Oh boy!
But I can also kind of point to everybody was ready for the break, and like hopefully now, like they've had time off, the coaching staff is a little bit more settled in, and like now we can kind of. Like it's not so much more on the fly as it was before. Now it's kind of like, okay, we're here, we're set, we know what we're gonna do, and let's move forward.
For me, with the Bucks, real quick, I think part of them missing the open shots is that they are also. This is gonna sound wild, probably for some people, but I think that they're also getting used to being in the level of conditioning that they need to be in to play under Doc Rivers and play defense the way that he's demanding for them to play defense. Really, they need the Bucks to get healthy more than anything. Like Chris Middleton, need you back, baby. Need you back 22, and miss you out there. But need them. And honestly, Dame's got to be Dame. Like if Dame is knocking down shots, he can't be no 30% 3-point shooter. Like we need him up at least 35. Like
worse than Giannis.
He's since the coaching switch, I believe it is. He's been shooting at a lower clip from three than Giannis.
That's wild.
Of course, there's a volume is far different. But I believe Giannis was at 35% and Dame was around like 30, 31. Like that can't be. So like
to progress to the mean.
Yeah. So like that's really all I need to see from Dame. Like just knock down them open shots. He's a 37% shooter in Portland. That's what I need. That's what I need. That's it. Health, Dame knocking down shots, that offense getting better, and I think they'll be all right.
Well, since y'all took the on the court stuff, I need our coach and players to stay out the media.
They gonna beat them.
Stop yapping.
They gonna beat them fans.
Bro, you don't bring in Pat Bev,
Right,
Doc Rivers,
and then
Dame
tell them
Lillard
not to
and
be
expect
them.
Good.
not to be doing interviews.
But good lord,
That's what they do.
Between Pat Bev arguing back and forth with JJ Redick today, and Doc consistently throwing owners under the bus. Like can we move away from? I'm not used to this. Not on our team. I'm not used to this.
It's a new era, better.
Y'all shouldn't be calling for Mike Budenholzer to get fired. I don't know.
Now look at us.
Well, I said it before. Hopefully, we don't make the same mistake twice in the same season.
Hey, well, listen. The last time a Bucks player won the All-Star MVP, he won a championship. So hopefully that trend continues now that Dame won the All-Star MVP.
I know I said this was Asia style, but this is also the Bucks Game 6 style.
Hey, listen, Joe. We gonna every time I tell somebody where this towel came from, it's gonna be a different play. Every time.
Yeah, man. Remember when Brandon Jennings had that 55-point game?
This that towel.
I actually used the towel though, so I didn't want him to sign it. But trust me,
It's it. That's the one. That's the one.
It's that 50 piece from the finals.
Right.
They wiped the flow after the ball hit the ground with this motherfucker.
See, my towel came from the Indiana game where Giannis scored 64. That's from my towel.
that's the game ball game.
Yeah, that's the game ball game.
This is actually the towel that they used to wipe off the ball when it got.
See, yep.
Got all the Space Jam powers on that time.
Jeff said I'm gonna say it's from Ray Allen. I don't know if I can go that far back. That towel be decrepit by now. But no, fun stuff. The NBA season getting ready to ramp up for the final playoff push. The action comes back on Thursday. The Bucks return to the court on Friday against the Timberwolves. I believe that is a game that's going to be on broadcast TV. I love that the Bucks did have the last 10 games of their last 40 or so on broadcast TV. So
I hate when they on broadcast TV. Oh, broadcast TV.
Like
national,
actually,
yeah. I was thinking about national. Yeah,
like if you don't have cable, you can watch the
WNBA.
Bucks. Yes, which I hope they make that a full season thing because people in Milwaukee should be able to watch the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't even know how to get broadcast TV anymore.
I have an antenna on our TV.
I do not.
Yeah,
The bunny ears.
they don't know about it. They just squares now. They don't update the antenna. All right, let's get into some wrestling.
Raps.
We can wrap on up.
I can hit mine real quick. We're only a month? Let's say 2 months into 2024. We already have 4 very solid player hater of the year nominees. We have Drew McIntyre, who basically
That's
wished
his whole
death
gimmick
upon CM Punk and got it, and then celebrated it. Said it for days like this.
That's gonna be Ken vote.
We got Carmelo Hayes, who's been jealous of Trick Williams down in NXT and finally turned on him. We got Santos Escobar, who
that trick.
what he said something about Rey Mysterio injuring his knee, and has basically been living off that since then. And then we got Jimmy Uso.
Do you do a fit check?
Oh,
It's a jig.
Hey.
Put this mic down.
Go get his kick
Oh,
on YouTube.
never mind. I'm not gonna derail us.
All right. And then we got that sick son of a bitch, Jimmy Uso.
That's 6 son of a.
Tell me why, you son of a bitch. Cost his twin brother the Intercontinental Championship
man.
last week.
That's the second singles title he cost him.
Yep, and the fourth one overall third one. Sorry. So Intercontinental this week.
Yep.
Universal title at SummerSlam.
Yep.
The tag titles with Cody.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
So I think it's just those 3, but that's all within the last 6
Yeah.
months. So
You son of a bitch.
When I saw Jimmy and I heard the bell ring and then he taking his little hood up and he just smiling, ringing the bell. I was like, oh, he's so petty.
somebody put JBL's theme song over the bringing of the bell. So really quick, who's your leader in the clubhouse for player hater of the year?
Damn.
I'm saying Drew.
Take Drew. I'll take Jimmy. Pause.
Drew, wow, Drew.
Speak for yourself. Could be in that.
Drew got the hater. He got merch being
Right.
a hater.
He's
at
so
this
cold
point.
with it, dog.
But Jimmy has cost this man titles.
Yeah, mad
Like, that's-
disrespectful.
I want you to be like Roman.
What?
But you following Roman.
You with him
Yeah, only
every
Roman
day.
can be like Roman. not the nigga that look like me.
Carmelo Hayes, though, like the heat that he got when he turned on Trick and the way he came on the all black, and he's sitting in the ring just soaking it all up. Like, yeah, I did that. And what?
He played his music. I got you.
I think I'm gonna go with Jimmy though, because three tight opportunities you done cost me. That's a lot.
He was holding his neck, holding his head by his neck. Like, man, come on, dog.
I'm sorry, fam. You got to see me after that, fam.
Man,
you finna throw hands.
They match at Mania gonna be fun.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I'm finna open the whole can on your ass.
I wonder if it'd be like a stipulation match, maybe like a cage match or some shit like that.
It ain't matter. I just want to see Jimmy whoop that trick.
You mean Jay?
Yes. Sorry.
Well, say, play head of the year.
Hey.
I feel like this segues into Ken, what you wanted to talk about this week in the world of pro wrestling.
Oh yeah, talk about hate.
Player hater.
Yeah,
right.
Speaking of hate.
Hate.
I'm hating hard as a motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie to you. All this is gonna be hate. I'm sick of the rock monkey ass. Let me say that right now. I'm like, this nigga dog come out. I'm tired of it, fam. Like, y'all can have heel rock and all that shit. Like, go back and make a movie, bro. Let me see.
Why are you on this?
Like, I don't.
What's wrong with
want to see
anybody
that
that goes
shit,
up
fam.
against his precious Cody?
Right.
Ain't
Are you a
about
Cody
that.
crybaby?
Ain't
It
even about
sound like
that.
it sound real Cody
It ain't
Cry,
even
baby.
about that. It ain't even about that.
What's it about?
Fuck them. That's what it's about. Nobody wanna see- Hey, this is me. Hey, every time the rock theme song come on, I'm like, man, nobody want to hear that shit. Get the fuck up out of here, man.
Why is he wearing sequins? Where's his sleeves?
Hey, man, I'm sick of that shit, man. Oh, man, this nigga irritate, dog. Like, where, man, I don't know,
Put
fam.
Ken as the 5th member of Player Hater of the Year.
Hey, bro, put me on there.
Not his
goddamn it.
Cody.
Hey, man, but I've been doing my nigga boys, man.
Man,
Come on now,
man,
Like,
listen.
Nah, he bitch slapped him.
that's what I'm saying, fam. Like, come on. They been hoeing my nigga, dog.
He gonna get his.
Like, he got the Sonic rings knocked out his ass.
Yeah.
Bro. And I'm supposed to just take that, fam? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Because of the rock?
Yeah.
I just wanted you to know which
My
side you
daddy
want.
turned it over in his grave. I let this nigga hit me like
There you go.
Had him screaming for the hot sauce. He slapped fire at his ass. I'm telling you that.
No, I gotta say, when The Rock came out with the Versace, but it was a vest.
the sleeveless.
I know Eric wasn't a fan of the look, but I was like,
I wasn't even.
I'm here for it. I
I'm
like
not here
it.
for it.
I love
With his nigga sleeves at.
I loved Hollywood Rock when he had the black vest and he would just come out and he'd be. I think heel Rock is so fun because one, he's so charismatic. You want to like join in with him on what he do. You want to cheer for him, but when he's talking about you, you kind of like you be like, boo, but then you be like, wait, no, I'm not supposed to be laughing at this. You insulted me. Like when he was talking in Utah, he talking about you. Hey, shut up with the hurt before I suck the herpes off your lip, and it's like
Jesus.
it's like whoa.
I came here for a show.
It's not my fault I have a cold sore.
Jesus.
But like
My wife is here.
I love it. Now, have y'all seen the people thinking that The Rock was actually talking about Roman the whole time based on how the angles were?
Oh,
and the
yeah, I
fact
saw that. Yeah.
You know,
How
everybody
he
put
was
up the
standing and
one.
pointing. Yeah.
He put up an L.
I seen. I'm like, come on now, bro.
I was like,
Rock
what you
just ain't been watching.
That's all.
Everybody go
That's
ahead.
all that is. That's all that is. He just ain't been watching.
He had to
Like,
be
oh.
special. I'm gonna do something different. But no, I'm here for. I'm enjoying this this storyline and where it might go.
I'm curious as to what's gonna happen, man. If they advancing the story at Chamber, even though Roman,
I don't think they're gonna be there. You know they ain't gonna be there. I don't know why I say I don't think they ain't gonna be there.
No, they ain't gonna be there.
Maybe Paul Heyman, but it ain't
Like,
gonna
if
be
you
The
got
Rock. And,
you don't do surprise appearances with The Rock, especially on pay per view. Like
Yeah.
you need people to pay for Peacock.
Yeah.
So
especially with this one being in Australia.
boy, 4
Which-
o'clock in the morning.
Are y'all gonna get up and
Hell yeah,
Well, you getting up?
we up.
Noman said
I'm
the same
gonna
thing.
do the rewatch.
We usually up around that time anyway.
He was like, I was like, are we
The
watching
only
it live? He said yes.
the only thing I don't like is with Peacock, like with the WWE network, like you
can't-
could just start it over like as soon as it
Mhm.
was done. Like now you gotta wait for them to like process it and then
Yep.
repost it. It's like
Yeah, it takes too long. What? It come on when? 4 in the morning?
4 in the
a.m.
morning.
on
On
Saturday.
the Saturday? Oh.
5 Eastern. You gonna be in on the East Coast or something?
No, I'm be here, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I might get up. I
You
don't
could have
know.
catch an extra hour of sleep.
Yeah, I might get up.
4 a.m. watching wrestling.
I'm gonna
But
have to-
I feel like that's a
We
great
got
one.
some coffee and bacon
I'm
going.
gonna have
A
to
great
be on some
segue for your
PEDs.
topic this week, Tim.
Okay, so pay-per-view, speaking of which, is on Saturday. And I was
Premium
curious.
live event. We're
What
in a
is
new
it?
era.
I'm sorry.
What's
Saturday?
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
Damn, it's Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, Saturday.
Is there? Well, I will start with you, Ken. Is there any match that you're looking forward to this Saturday?
I don't know.
Cody ain't
Can you
fighting,
say
so
can
no.
you say the card?
All right,
Yeah,
I give him help. Men's Elimination Chamber match. You got Player Head of the Year candidate Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, LA Knight, Kevin Owens, and Logan Paul. I think
Okay.
That's gonna be a good match.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
ass match.
Yeah.
See, the women's one is good too. We got Becky Lynch,
Mhm.
Bianca Belair,
Mhm.
Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton,
Mhm.
Naomi, and Raquel Rodriguez, who just
Oh yeah,
came
she
back.
just came back.
Mhm.
Her big ass back.
I love her back. Then we have the Women's World Championship. We got Rhea Ripley versus
Really?
Nia Jax.
Back still for it?
Hey, listen, a
I
pretty
had
back.
never in my,
Hey, listen,
in
no.
my 36,
No,
7 years of
bro.
life, I had never heard nobody say I love her.
No,
back.
a pretty ass back. You know what I'm saying?
A pretty back. I had never heard it. Before.
Yeah, some of them backs be fire. Anyways,
Hey man,
Continue with the card.
I ain't gonna
please.
yuck your yum.
Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax. You got to lick between the shoulder blades.
Brother. Always one step too far.
Every time.
Kiki Kinsey done popped out, bro. He can't wait. Tech File After Dark and shit. Come on, bro.
And then we have the Undisputed Tag Team Championship Judgment Day.
Mhm.
Damian Priest and Finn Balor versus British Strong Style Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate.
British strong
Okay,
style
good.
weak.
That's weak.
But I guess like the Elimination Chamber matches, of course, are always the ones
Mhm.
that I'm very much looking forward to. Those
Mhm.
are some fun matches. But I hope that the way they've been building up Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax, I've been enjoying the build for their match.
I hope that made it.
That would be cool.
Like just because Rhea's at home.
She's from
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That'd be dope. She definitely gonna put on the show.
Jeff said, "Now y'all gonna know how it is when I be watching Japanese wrestling live." Yeah, we are. We gonna feel that for a day, for a day. But yeah,
They got a Saturday, not a Sunday.
thank God. But yeah, the Elimination Chamber matches, and if this card remains as it is, that was what 4 matches.
Mhm.
I hope they get some time in the chamber to tell
Yeah, to
a
really.
real fun story. I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to
both sides too, because man, there's some bangers in that mug.
it. Yeah,
It is.
yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun. What match you looking forward to the most? Was your question?
Honestly, it was the men's match.
Okay.
Like I said, just because of the star power that's in there.
Mhm.
Honestly, I got Drew winning it, but 3. Let's see, Drew, Randy, and shit. I'll be doing them two. The women's match though is more of the toss up. I'm not sure because
I think it's gonna be Becky.
it could be Becky, it could be Bianca because she's undefeated at WrestleMania at the
I think it's
moment.
gonna be Becky.
Like
Becky do.
They already setting up
Yeah.
Becky and
Rhea,
and Rhea.
because
Yeah,
they've been kind of yapping a lot. Yeah, so
Yeah.
then
they do for it. She do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
maybe she'll be in a tag match with Jade. I think that's where they're going.
Ooh, I would love that.
That'd be wild. Okay, but yeah, the men's match, then the women's match, then the tag team match. Honestly, because I feel like the Judgment Day might be dropping them. They really been pushing British Strong Style a lot,
That's such a weak name.
That is. That name.
but allowing Pete Dunne to come back to his character, pairing him with
Yeah.
Tyler Bate, pairing them, allowing them to actually wrestle the way that they.
Want to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Water Wrestling. Yeah. He done character was trash.
Speaking of that, I'm sorry, but
Now
that
or before?
that goes into
Before.
mine.
Yeah.
Every time I see the Viking Raiders on my TV,
I'm so sick of that.
I get so mad.
I'm so
They
sick
look
of
like
that.
white supremacists.
I don't.
They was at the Capitol, fam.
I don't like it. Like every time I see like just the graphic, I'm like, huh. So my question to y'all, because I feel like it is like, ooh, okay. I was gonna ask him,
Kicky Dooch over there.
right? Kenzie over here this week. Do y'all think that gimmicks like being Vikings can still get over in 2024, or is that
Hell
just
no.
a dated wrestling trope?
That's
I
way
think
too
it
dated?
can depend on the performer. Like I think good performers can get anything over essentially.
Winning helps.
I don't.
No.
I don't think I think as they are currently like no, but
I don't think nobody can get the Vikings.
I think they
Holla! No,
No, not
No,
stinky
the-
feet.
Nobody hear that shit.
Mm-mm.
no. Like I feel like if you're gonna do a different like a gimmick, it has to be more something that can be believable, but something that everybody don't
Relatable.
believe in. So
Yeah.
like mystical characters. Because like there's some people who are like, I don't believe nothing in that, but there are people who are like, oh, that happened, that's real.
When they was the War Raiders, they was cold.
Well, no, like I have a good example. Like Drew McIntyre is fucking basically Braveheart, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
And it's like it was weak, but he got it over. Like people enjoyed it. Like he was at the top of the card, maybe been in WrestleMania. Like
with no one in the audience.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
They were building to it before they lost the audience. So like it was going there. So it's like
he said Braveheart.
But Braveheart is more realistic than a Viking. Yes, a Viking, in 2024. A Viking,
like the fucking dude at the thing at the Capitol who like dude's a Viking. I'm just saying, like there are people that still these are people that still exist. It's Norse mythology or whatever. Like it's them saying, I mean, like it's no real difference from like other people embracing like their heritage and their gimmick. Like Sheamus being the Celtic Warrior, like that shouldn't work on paper, but he's a good wrestler, so he gets the shit over.
He pale as hell.
So it reminds me of like when WWE switched to the Attitude Era because they were like, we're getting away from these like gimmicks that are like unbelievable. And
Val Venus, I'm sorry, the porn star gimmick.
I mean,
that was fire.
That's quite a gimmick. Yeah. A porn star, I guess that's more realistic to me than a Viking coming on my TV.
So Val Venus would be all right.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, everybody get. He got OnlyFans now.
Does he really?
No, I was just saying that. That could be his character. He'd be like, oh yeah,
that would be hilarious.
That's basically what Austin Theory was.
Was he a porn star?
Gimmick.
Oh yeah, he could have been.
That's basically like
yeah.
But that was my question because every time I see the Viking Raiders, I get mad. So
when
y'all,
I think they suck as a team.
Like when y'all see the Viking Raiders come on your TV,
they definitely boo.
Just think of me because I'm gonna be looking just like this, and I'm gonna be frustrated. Just laugh, being like, "Oh, Camille's not happy right now because they on TV."
It's because of stinky feet.
It's not just because of stinky feet. It's just the whole thing.
I agree. Like I've never been into them, but I don't think it's because of the gimmick. Like I think if they had any gimmick, I'd be like, I don't really.
Yeah, like Tim said, they was cold. They used to be the War Raiders.
Like when they came in, I still didn't get. Like they came in with all the hype and people doing
because
the war.
They changed them to Viking Raiders right away.
War Raiders.
No. I'm talking about in NXT. Like when they first came in as NXT, like they came in with all that hype. They basically kept the same gimmick that they had on the Indies. People were excited for it. Then slowly they.
Because them heavy machinery, they always like the big dudes that can move, like real athletic big dudes. And then Keith Lee was down there at the same time too. So like that was the niche for a while. Like, hey, we got these real big dudes, but they be moved. Kevin Owens, they was kind of putting Kevin Owens in that category for a minute. Like they got these cats that's crazy athletic, that's 300+ pounds, bro. Like watch this, and they was letting them work. And then after a minute, it's just like hell. Even Bray Wyatt and his crew, they all was around the same time.
But Jeff said it somewhere in there. He said Vikingo plays a Lucha Viking and it works. So that's what I'm saying. Like the gimmick works because of the performer. Not like the gimmick itself can be anything stupid. Like Fandango was never gonna work.
Fandango.
But like the Undertaker shouldn't have worked on paper, but it did because Mark Calloway is a good wrestler.
He's
also,
still making money.
Something about that supernatural too. I mean, when he first came out, it was just an Undertaker.
Like when him and Kane, like really was going.
But then when they got there, it was
theatrical.
It was more like he got some, especially when he went to the ministry taker. And after that point, you was like, don't mess with him. He got some
putting people on crosses. He body snatching people.
He out here doing some he was scary when he was the minister.
But that's how it always is. Like they come in with some weird ass gimmick, and then like slowly it evolves into something different. Like that's what the fucking Messiah or whatever. And
the Monday Night Messiah.
That transferred.
That was more of a moniker than a gimmick.
No, he was really like, I'm the savior. Like worship me. He was a cult leader essentially.
That's a real thing. That's my point. Like it's
so are Vikings.
I don't see I'm not gonna see no Viking at Cheesecake Factory, but I might see a witch. No.
You might see a cult leader in that moment.
Right. I might see a whole cult at a table, but I ain't gonna see no Viking talking about Valhalla while they getting their cheesecake.
I don't know. It's people at Renaissance fairs. It's people at all these things.
I still have to go to one of those.
I want to go to one too. We need to look into that this summer, B.
I fuck with the medieval shit, bro. I still gotta go to
I just want to be down there like, me lord.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Talking medieval.
Me trusty steed.
Hell yeah, we gotta look into that this summer, bro.
Please, we got to record that. That's absolutely content that I want to see.
Negroes do rent fair.
Gotta see it. All right, let's do some quick hits and get up out of here, y'all. So the Super Bowl parade took place last week. Unfortunately, it was very American in the fact that a shooting took place. There were two adults charged with murder in the Chiefs parade mass shooting, and this comes off the heels of 2 juveniles who were also arrested for the crime. Like, it's we had a point in this country where you see that, like, dang, it was a mass shooting at a Super Bowl parade, and people were like, dang, and then they just kept doing what they do, because at this point in this country,
it happen every week almost.
Yeah, like it's mass shooting, and we understand now that what needs to happen, which gun laws, ain't gonna happen. So everybody's just kind of in this weird circle of like, what do we do? So I just wanted to bring that up and send out prayers. And for sure, I feel tired. I get tired of having to say that, like sending prayers to everybody affected. Like it's constant. So I know people didn't want to hear about that, but that's sports news. Like that happened at a Super Bowl parade. Like
when I heard it though, when I first heard it, I was like, wait, what happened? I was like, I don't know. You know, sometimes it's like unexpected. Like I didn't expect to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like what Joe was just saying. It's like sports is supposed to be like the one thing that kind of unites the community.
Yeah, bring people together. Mm-hmm.
And like people were there to celebrate their team winning a championship, and then 4 people go and
it only take a few to ruin everything.
Every time. The Brooklyn Nets, I was going to call them New Jersey Nets. The Brooklyn Nets fired their head coach Jacques Vaughn, and they are planning to promote assistant Kevin Ollie to interim head coach. And the last piece of news that we have here, the college football playoffs. It's unanimous now. It's official, y'all.
Playoffs.
It's going to be a 5+7 model as the 12-team format begins in the 2024 season. So,
be fun.
No more 4-team playoff field in college football. We now have 12 teams.
They want to just make sure they
get the real best team.
So the Power 5, they're going to get their joints. They all got one bid, and then you're going to have 7 at large.
Yep.
Which, I'm with it.
Yeah, it's
honestly,
going to be fun.
Because there's so many teams that are like, man, because like, in this past season, who was that?
I don't know.
Florida State?
TCU.
Was it?
No, it was Florida State.
Yeah, Florida State
because they had a quarterback.
Yeah, we have a quarterback.
They would have got in instead of having to deal with the politics.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, like the year before that, TCU tried to get in and they got their ass blown out.
Smoked, boy.
Yeah.
So it's like
they definitely got smoked.
Like I get it, and like Florida State, granted, like a lot of people didn't go because they didn't get, like a lot of their players dropped out because they didn't get to go to the playoffs. But it's like they got smoked in a ball game. It's like it usually bore out that the right teams were in the playoffs.
Most of the time.
But whatever, it's all about money, and they want more.
Yeah.
So
They want all the money.
Show me the money.
good luck to them.
Yeah, that's the show we have for this week, y'all. So we hope that y'all enjoyed. We did something a little different having Joe Brown on this show, talking about his hosting experiences. So we hope y'all enjoyed that. Give us some feedback on how y'all enjoyed the interview. If y'all want to hear, us bring other people onto the pod and more of that.
Fuck Kenny Smith.
And let's see.
We're not going to have him on the pod.
Right. Parting words of wisdom this week.
We can have him on their show. I'm just gonna roast his beard for 30 minutes. His beard look like pubes.
The parting words of wisdom this week are inspired by the conversation with Joe, and just where life has been going in general.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, and I'm gonna speak for myself, I'm not gonna generalize and say this is for anybody else, but if you relate to the message, then you relate to the message.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I feel like for myself, I don't let myself dream big because I'm scared of what that might look like.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The idea of failing can be scary. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get out here, put myself out here and embarrass myself. I don't want to put myself out here and not make it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm realizing that that's not the worst thing in the world. Like, again, the Giannis documentary also was, man, it'll make you feel like you can run through a wall and do anything at this point. But, like, your dreams should scare you a little bit. They should be that big. They should be that big. Go ahead and chase them. Like, at the worst thing that happens is it doesn't happen, which would have happened anyways if you never did it.
Mm-hmm.
At least you can say you went for it. And hey, who knows, if you go for it, you might actually get it. So for everybody out there on the grind who's sitting there trying to figure it out or chase their passion or whatever that might be, dream big about it and go for it. Put your effort into it and really go for it. Like, you got people cheering you on that you don't even know. That's what I keep finding. Like, I thought I would have so many more people who I actually know who be like, oh yeah, I listen to y'all every week, or I do this with y'all every week.
That's the shocker.
And it's not. It's people who you've never met in life, fam, who be out here like singing your praises. And you also never know who is speaking your name in rooms. So keep doing you. You never know. Keep doing you. Keep the grind going. Do not give up.
Milwaukee legend this week yourself.
Hey, one day I woke up, I was like, whoa, someone think I'm gonna be a legend. All right now. So like
you're on your way.
embrace that energy. Stand in that energy. Don't be scared of it. Don't be scared of it. That's my parting words this week. And we gonna get up and out of here.
Failure isn't a wall, it's a door.
That's right. That is right. If you actually honest, failure is not even a thing. What is failure? There's no failure in sports. There's no failure. What are you talking about? And if you ask, nobody fails. Nobody fails anyway. So shout out to Nobody Fails. Brand Apparel as well. Jeff also added, that's how I was. Then I got inspired to go to wrestling school and I've met the coolest people. I'm saying. We started Tech File in 2017. I was getting my master's in sport management, wanted to do something sport related. Hit these dudes up. Said, hey, we can do a podcast. We did that. We've been on stage together. We've thrown events together. We've hosted watch parties together. And then next thing I know, like, I quit my full-time job to do this. And I'm doing it. Like, hey,
banger after banger after banger.
You never know.
Famous, bro.
You never know,
Wow,
fam.
here.
Keep hustling. Keep hustling. But if you want to follow me on social media, you can catch me
Wait a minute.
on the Twitter, the Instagram, and these 2K PSN streets until the end of the month. Once the end of the month come, I'm on Final Fantasy. You will not see me on no 2K streets. I'm going to be living in the world of Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. But you can follow me at Camille Monet, CamilleMonae. That is it. That is all.
At Bucks Burner on Twitter.
That's all you get.
Yes.
Everyday_gentleman on Instagram. KHarris216 on Twitter and Snapchat.
And it's your boy TIMKINZ,
Stick a can,
the
Shamrock.
number 3, looking like
Triple H.
TAZ, aka Mr.
Oh,
Give It
thanks.
To Me. I see y'all later.
I think you forgot a Z.
Mm.
This is TAZZ.
Mm.
Didn't Taz have two
Yeah,
Z's?
yeah,
Hey, listen, I said what I said.
I think in ECW is 1 Z.
It was
and
1 Z.
WWE
It
is
was
2.
two. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Y'all both right.
Give it to me. We out.
Peace out, y'all. Have a good week.
Oh, I got the rapping towel on, don't I? Yeah.
That's a rapping towel now?
Yeah. I need my bars. I ain't got no scars. I'm about to get it out here, popping this car.
Popping cars.
We driving stars. We got some bars.
Do we?
Oh yeah, that's my. We got some bars.
You call them balls.
All right.
We got some bars.
What's the opposite of a bar?
Exactly.
A
And
rope?
that bar is set very low. Like it's
Hop over that motherfucker then, goddammit.